Hello, this is Nick995. For this video, we're gonna be I'm ranking PS3 games based on DLC, kind of like what I did with PS4 games. I'm only doing 12 because I thought I had more games with DLC, or if I did, I didn't play it. For example, Far Cry 3's a DLC I never played. I'm not sure if God of War 3 had a DLC. God of War 2 or the older God of Wars are. Yeah, even a game like Resistance 3. So yeah, so like I'm only gonna do in 12. And for to save time as well, to save time. So after watching this, like, comment, subscribe down there, please subscribe. And for this video, it's gonna be a shorter. I might have split it because there's something going on with my memory space on my phone, which I use to record. So I might have to split it like in two. So yeah, anyways, so DLC downloadable content is extra content to the main game. So whether it be extra story or extra supplies or extra skins or extra challenge mode, extra playable characters. Number 12 is gonna be Injustice. Now Injustice, mostly adding new characters to the game. Martian Manhunter, Zatanna, Batgirl. Yeah, so it's mostly adding those characters to the game. I did six new characters, but the problem is that now, if you have the standard edition like what I had, you would have to buy all those characters separate. So there's $7 per character, $78 per character, which can be very expensive. So you have to watch what you have to kind of. It's better to get the Ultimate Edition remastered for a PS4, as that one gives you like all of the extra characters for free. But yeah, you get Martian Manhunter, Zod, Zatanna, Batgirl. What were the other ones again? I can't remember I can't remember the other ones. But yeah, and then there are two more. So yeah. So yeah, like mostly just that, and then like you just add skins to main characters. So like Flash, Elseworld Flash, you had Flashpoint Batman, you had Red Sun Superman, you had different you had different iteration of Green Lantern and Nightwing and all that. So yeah, that's number 12. So that's 12. 11 is gonna be Arkham Asylum now. Arkham Asylum, the play as Joker, right? Which is pretty fun, but there wasn't really. It was kind of forgettable in that, like when I try and I do it sometimes, it doesn't work. It doesn't show up on the menu or so. Yeah, Arkham Asylum, and I mean he added more challenge maps, and like for this one had Predator. Yeah, this one had Predator. Yeah, so like you had the stealth map, so like you would add more stealth and combat maps mainly. Now I think there was a Batman extra skin for Batman himself, like a more armored version of this skin. Number 10 is going to be Just Cause 2. Just Cause 2 mainly same idea as the last two games, where it adds. Now this being such a massive world, like it adds more vehicles. There's some sort of hovercraft where the hovercraft, obviously you can move on land and water, so it's kind of like amphibious. So I can move faster than land and water. But plus it acts like some sort of tank. It's like a tank, right? So yeah, it has a hovercraft. It has this wind gun which blows out wind. So it basically I can make anything fly like all around the place. So a soldier, a car, or some sort of a helicopter like on the ground, and yeah, the extra helicopters, and there's this explosive grenade launcher which carries out many different. It was so fun. Like it made the game easy, like an easy game, even easier. Which is why, yeah, but still, like it's so fun. That's really 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 fun. But that's pretty much it. Like to the DLC, there's no extra DLC story, unlike Just Cause 3, which added a DLC story. So yeah, extra guns, extra supplies, and you could even make it so you could have like a jetpack like in your parachute, which is pretty cool. So you could, instead of falling like with the parachute, like you could actually stay like in the air longer with this jetpack. So yeah. Now number 9 is gonna be Prototype 2, same idea, but at the edge this one has over the others is that it added side missions, so extra side missions where obviously him being a shapeshifter, so he can shapeshift on the people and kind of find his way like into bases and all that. So military bases, and then yeah, so there were extra missions for that, extra missions, and whenever he consumes somebody else, he gains their memory, similar to Alex Mercer. He gains their memory, and then that leads to you knowing something else. So there's more missions for that. It adds more to the game, and it's longer than Prototype 1 because of that. And yeah, there's a cheat code, so like it adds kind of like it makes the game unfair kind of, but there's these cheat codes that you can turn on, which you gotta turn on manually every time you play it. So yeah, the cheat code now being that you could have a laser visions, and so laser vision is like insta kill, so it blows up a tank right away. It kills the enemy right away. So it makes the game really, 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 really like super easy. There's something else where like if you jump, you kind of act like some sort of earthquake, so everything around you jumps with you. And there's another one where if you throw something, you're basically throwing a small tornado. So it makes you very, really, really like super OP, and it can make you glide longer. So it's that gliding, so you can glide longer in the game. And I brought in skin, so it armored James Heller, which is him, armored Alex Mercer, and you could play as Alex Mercer, like the skin itself. But it's James Heller, it's him in Alex Mercer's skin. So yeah, like a lot. And now this is side missions alone that makes it worth buying. Number 8 is gonna be Last of Us. No, mainly like a story DLC. If you like The Last of Us, was mainly Ellie and her. Looks at Ellie like and her old friend, the past between them. So it's more it's mainly like a story mode. I believe it added more to the multiplayer as well. Guns, extra guns, and so yeah. It was like a 3 to 4 hours long. So yeah, mainly a story mode, but again, it being the cinematics so good, the cutscenes, it's so great. So, and this adds more to that, like just the context, the added context to who Ellie is before it as like a prequel, before she met Joel and all that. So yeah, a lot of emotion, like like it adds a lot of emotion and all that to it. Number 7 is gonna be Metal Gear Rising, Revengeance. Metal Gear Rising, obviously it being that super action-packed base game, Rising had something where you play as Jetstream Sam. So Jetstream Sam, like he's like Raiden, but he's like a different variant of him. He's like a cyborg samurai, but he's different. So you get to play as him, and the main game itself being short, only 4 to 5 hours. DLC added like another 2 hours to it. And then the other one is where you play as the Razor dog or whatever, like the dog with the robot dog with the chainsaw, like as like some sort of tail. It's so cool. I get to play as him. I can't remember his name, but yeah, like you play as him. So there's two extra kind of mini campaigns that you could play, and it adds more. There's obviously challenge mode, so there's platforming where you gotta platform on while you avoid taking enemy damage and all that. So but the best part about it is that the DLCs. No, I didn't get this around 2013 when it first came out. I got it around 2017. The DLCs were free. So like all those story DLCs, they're free. All you gotta do is just have a PlayStation, a PSN account, and there you get to download it. No money spent. So like you play as a Jetstream Sam and all that. Let me see if I find him here. No, he's not in the pic. He's not like in the image. So yeah, pretty cool. And plus as well, you see extra skins. I don't know if you can see that. Extra skins for a Raiden as well. Yeah. A great game though, action packed, and yeah, like really, really, really good. Number 6 is gonna be Undead Nightmare. Kind of unforgettable, but I still like that kind of adds that extra level of suspense to Red Dead 1. Which in my opinion, Red Dead 1 is nowhere near as good as Red Dead 2, but one obviously being, like it added zombies. It added zombies and it added this extra layer of weirdness to it, and it's, especially in this very isolating world. Like I felt very isolated, like in Red Dead 1, the world just felt isolating. But yeah, like you're adding zombies, and there's that weird guy Seth, the grave digger or whatever, where he's kind of like this kind of weird psychopathic person where he doesn't really value human life or something like that. So yeah, like he's basically he's kind of like living with the zombies. It's weird. It's so weird. So yeah. And spoilers. I believe John's family as well. One of them gets infected, and it's kind of like a nightmare. It's kind of sequence. It's very cool, and you get, I believe you get an extra weapon, and but you can die quickly if you're not careful. You could die quickly, So, Undead Nightmare, yeah. Now number 5 is gonna be. Now we're in the top 5 now. Black Ops, Call of Duty Black Ops. Now Black Ops added I might have to cut the video here, but Black Ops you obviously had. Now it having World at War. I brought back the World at War map. So World at War maps is you guys know Ashino Numa, Verrucht, the Reist, and I can't remember the other one. Nocta, the Untold Token. So I brought back those maps, but they're more, they're kind of remastered for this. I remade for this, so yeah. And so the DLCs, they added 7 extra zombie maps. So there's 2 main zombie maps in this one, like in the main game, 5 and Kino, and it added another 7. So with all the DLCs, with every new zombie map you add, there's different bosses. There's different ways to approach that zombie map. Every map acts differently. Some will have more tight areas, tight spaces, tight corners. So you gotta go. So yeah, and the thing about it too is that multiplayer maps as well. Like it give you more multiplayer maps which are fun to play. But yeah, but the zombie maps, they just stole the show for me. They just stole it. Especially the one Call of the Dead, which is my favorite zombie map. Call of the Dead, and you had Moon. Now you get to go in the Moon, like jeez. But yeah, that's the so like added more to that great arcade mode, and it's probably my favorite arcade mode ever. Call of Duty Black Ops 1 Zombies. Now the only thing is that you have to pay $14. So per every zombie expansion pack, you have to pay. I would give you the zombie map and extra multiplayer maps and extra guns, so it's like $14. So it's kind of pricey. Like if you do 14 times, there are 4 packs. So 14 times 4, 14, 20. That's like almost $50 basically. That's basically get the. I buy them. Like when they're on sale. That's Call of Duty Black Ops, and number 4 is going to be Infamous 2. Infamous 2 being the DLC being, it could be as a vampire. You basically have all of your electric powers, but you're a vampire, so you can basically fly. You can kind of teleport, which is what this game was missing. Like they needed to make Cole fly, in a way. I could do like sort of a super jump, but there's no fly button. Especially with the amount of climbing in the game. But yeah, so yeah, playing as a vampire like doesn't like it adds like an extra story, and then like when you're a vampire, it's called Festival of Blood. You're automatically bad. So there's no karma, like you're bad. So like it brings back the orange lightning. So yeah. And as well, you got the UGC missions. It's really what made it so good is that people would go and make their own side missions. Basically, like you make your own side missions, and as long as you're connected to the PSN to Wi-Fi, you could actually play those side missions. It's really it's super fun. Like it's super fun. Yeah. So extra side missions, the extra story, and yeah, extra skins as well. And the amp is something. Obviously like it uses like some sort of a melee weapon. It's like some sort of melee weapon, so you could have it so the amp is a sword, or it's some sort of something from Sly Cooper or something like that. Yeah, very cool. But the a Festival of Blood, which again the only reason why it's not ranked higher because that's kind of short, but yeah, like really like a very fun. And but it's too bad that you can't carry those powers over to the main game. That would be cool. Now number 3 is gonna be GTA 4. Hopefully the storage thing doesn't come up here now. GTA 4. The anyways, it's right here. 4 episodes from Liberty City, kind of like a story DLC, story expansion. Like I highly recommend playing this, especially if you're a big GTA fan. No, it adds like an alternate perspective to the GTA 4 story, and yeah, there's a lot of like there's more weirdness. Obviously, Rockstar. There's a realistic take on whichever society it's what's the word adapting from. So yeah. So you can play as a biker gang, you can play, and there's extra cars, there's extra vehicles, extra weapons as well. So yeah, and then obviously me being mixed on GTA 4, this adds together that's an extra 7 hours to it. Where like each one, or there's like 2 separate storylines where one is like 4 to 5 hours, the other one is 4 to 5 hours with all the DLC and with all the side missions, like added side missions, and I get to see extra, different characters, and I can really see where they're going. Like with this DLC, this is one of the rare ones where they make the actual DLC into its own game. Like the GTA 4 game looked different than this, which I can't find right now. So yeah, so like it made it like into its own game, gave it like its own, a case and all that. Now, that added extra activities like golfing. You could glide, you could skydive, you could was there jet skiing or something like that. So yeah, and a biker gang where you could basically ride on like one of those bikes, but the mechanics are so much better than the actual main game, where the driving feels more fluent in this one. The driving is more fluent and all that. But it's like that dual protagonist. You can see where they're going. Like they set up GTA 5 where you play as 3 different characters. So you could see as this where, including Nico from the main game, you play as these two. These two, Johnny and I can't remember the other one, and Luis. So I can see where they're setting up the 3 different protagonists. So number 2 is Resident Evil 5. No, massive DLC. I talked about this the other day, so I'm gonna talk about it briefly here. Massive. 2 extra storylines. You get to play. There's 6 new playable characters. There's so much to this. There's so much. So much to see and a lot to play. A lot of extra play time. I highly recommend you buy the I'm lucky to have the gold edition. So yeah, and so one is like a prequel to the campaign, and the other one kind of adds an alternate perspective. So alternate perspectives again is kind of you seeing what else will be going on during the main story. So yeah, pretty cool. Yeah. So the Mercenaries Mode being it being a very fun. Obviously now you could it adds characters like a retro Resident Evil characters. So it adds Barry, Rebecca, and a different variation of Jill over the years, and like it obviously added that villain Excella in this one. I could play as her, so I could play as all those Resident Evil characters in Mercenaries Mode, and it's kind of like a zombies, but it's like a time trial to it. So plus added more maps to it. So yeah, there's a lot to it. Yeah, Resident Evil, and the one where it's the nightmare one where you're in the mansion. It's kind of a callback to Resident Evil 1. So you're in the mansion and you get to kind of see a Chris's past with Wesker kind of. That's another story. Number 1 is going to be, my favorite DLC for PS3 is Arkham City. Arkham City, massive DLC, and it was fun. get the Harley Quinn DLC where he played as Robin, and I don't want to give away like any spoilers. So it was fun playing like as Robin in the open world kind of like of Arkham City, and he goes after Harley Quinn, and there's puzzles you gotta go through, and enemies you gotta fight. Now as well too, like it adds extra skins to Batman. So there's 4 extra skins, there's 5 extra looks as Batman, and playable. You could have it so you could play as Catwoman. No, was it? Yeah, Catwoman, Robin, and what's the other one again? A Nightwing. So I can play as them in the combat map. So similar to Arkham Asylum where you can play as Joker. This one added Catwoman, Robin, Nightwing, so you can play as them in combat maps and stealth maps. It was very fun, and then with every stealth map, like added new stealth maps. With every new map, like you had different stipulations. So you have to take out this enemy this way to get a star, and then it's always 3 stars. Or you gotta use what's it called again? Explosive gel in this area to take out this enemy to get a star here. So yeah. But just the alternate perspective as a playing as a Catwoman and Robin, like they fight differently. They have different stealth moves, or they have different gadgets. It's it's really fun. It's very fun, especially Nightwing. Robin like with his staff. That's so cool. That's pretty cool. Even though I'm not a fan of the bald Robin, but yeah, and there are different skins to them as well. So yeah, very fun. Now I went over 12, so again, 12 is Androssus 1, 11 is, wait a minute, 11 is Arkham Asylum, 10 is Just Cause 2, 9 is Prototype 2, 8 is Last of Us, 7 is Metal Gear Rising, and then 6 Red Dead, Undead Nightmare, 5 Black Ops, 1 Zombies expansion, 4 Infamous 2, 3 GTA 4, 2 Resident Evil 5, and 1 Arkham City. Thank you. Please like, subscribe, share the video. Thank you.